Name's Phil Kohler. Hi, StreamFriends.
Hey.
Hey, that's us.
Hi.
We're StreamFriends.
I'm here playing more of this really bad adventure game. I'm being joined by a slightly different cast than last time. Nick is not with us, but we do have Kelsey Marquardt returning.
Hi.
Janine Hawkins.
Hey.
And, of course, Austin Walker.
Of course.
Of course.
That's me.
Because you couldn't stay away.
I couldn't. I mean, I could barely stay away the night. I want to be clear. The night that you streamed this game, I fell into the worst nausea I've had in years.
Was it because of the game?
Who knows? Could be.
Okay. Well,
I think those were symptoms of Malachi Rector withdrawal.
Oh, it was the withdrawal? You don't think it was
It
the
was the
you
exposure?
could have just said Malachi Rector, and I would have believed, like, yeah, that sounds like a
That
disease.
sounds, yeah.
Sure, I buy that.
I've definitely seen that in an episode of House. Like, that's...
Speaking of House,
he's not that bad. He hasn't actually hit children on the screen yet, so that's something.
Jesus Christ.
It's okay.
So you, Janine and Austin, you guys were not here when we played last time, but you were watching for at least a significant chunk,
I watched.
if not the whole thing. What is your guys' take on this thing so far?
I really just wanted to say, there's some interesting stuff, but that's like one of those phrases that you immediately would see through and know that what I really want to
That's
say
one of
is
those
like...
phrases where if I use it in a review, Arthur just slaps me.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Like full across the face.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the worst thing. Like it sometimes
Jesus.
sometimes it's
That
pretty,
praise.
and sometimes it's trying to do some cool stuff.
It is.
I like a lot of the things it's going for that it maybe doesn't execute on as well as I would like.
Can you guys see is the screen share working now?
Yep.
It
Yep.
is.
I will say straight up, his relationship with this dude is so far the most redeeming thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really interested in seeing where that
You can
goes.
close your mouth now, Gretchen. Mr. Walker is my new bodyguard. We met in Cairo. Hello.
You can close your mouth now is a thing
Ouch.
our character just said to a human.
I actually did go back and write an addendum to my review.
I prefer to have
Oh, really?
for now.
After playing
I have a
this
large
with
apartment.
on stream, I was like, I need to address some stuff that I did not address right now.
Security when you're on an appraisal, then. What kind
I
of trouble
think
are you
like
expecting?
Do you know a man named
it's
Ambrose
tough.
Dexter?
It's
No.
because like
Have
if you
ever
like a
been
thing, you
involved
like a
with the branch
thing.
of the government that deals with
Even if
history,
there's maybe some
famous historic cities, anything like
issues
Yeah,
that?
with it,
I'm-
like
I'm-
shoulders
You think the man
and
who
necks,
attacked us
neck
in
length,
Cairo after
neck
he
to
met
shoulder
I
ratio.
was attacked first, not because I helped you with your
That's the
car.
thing that's
Doesn't
tough,
seem like
you know.
it, does it?
I think it happens with
No,
all of
an
us. It's
antique dealer
happening
would
with me
be a
right
great
now
cover
with
for a
more and more
spy.
Watchdog
Same
stuff coming out. Where like
filter
that's a game I'm super hyped
soldier.
for, and I'm certain I'm going to have lots of
I
problems
really
with.
thought you were going with the neck and shoulder stuff.
Also, yeah, listen, ever since I started
neck
puking
is
a lot the other day, my neck has just gone deeper into my chest, and my shoulders are way up here. I'm a scarecrow man now.
Great. Oh, they're laughing too. They thought that was really funny.
What is that on your face?
Sorry, we were
Great.
literally all of us were just
Your
doing
mail.
really great fake
Will
laughs,
Mr. Walker be
including the
going on
characters.
I'll take care of it for now, thank you.
payroll? Where are you from?
The only
Not
time
Cairo.
Malachi ever smiles is when he's around David.
Originally.
Which I was like,
How
that's
did you
kinda
make
cool.
it
No,
like
better
he's like,
then?
there's so
suppose
much of
you're
his edge is
trained
taken off in
for
the scenes with
security
David,
work.
Did
and
someone
like,
just come in?
or it's the only times that he seems like he's a little on his own back foot. Do you know what I mean? Like he even
I
gives
have
a
some
fuck
things
what
to
anyone
take
else in
care
the world
Get my address
thinks,
from Gretchen.
and
Did you
that's
just, like,
She can ring
shove
the
her
bell
out of
and
the
ask him to
room?
let you in.
Yeah.
She did something
The spare
really
room is
weird.
near the exercise equipment.
Was that supposed? I'm watching it again on the
Yes,
stream
sir.
because I
Yeah,
don't
me
understand
too.
what I just saw.
She like trips out, kind of.
what?
So okay, first off, Kelsey, your
That was
review.
the animation.
If people want to go see the modifications you made, your review is
Now
at
that I'm back in New York,
Nerdy
I'd
But
like to call
Flirty.
my old mentor,
.com,
Professor
yeah.
Reed. If anyone would know about strange theories of history, it would be him.
So, and then Danielle's review is up on Polygon as of today, which I mentioned a couple of times during our last stream. Danielle actually mentions, so she mentions Malachi's relationship with, what's it, David? Is that his name?
David, yeah.
David?
David Walker, yep.
And she specifically says sort of what I think you were getting at, Austin, which is David kind of humanizes him and makes him a more... He makes him a softer and a little bit more relatable character.
The desk looks good.
For the scenes where they're together.
Mm-hmm.
He's Beefcake Watson, just say it.
It's a letter from Mr. Barozzi. Maybe he's found some new information for me.
Beefcake Watson.
What's his full name? David Beefcake Watson.
And I do think when
I wonder if I'll need this super glue for something.
I don't have any use.
Guess what you can't pick up yet?
I don't have any use for super glue at the moment.
the system is going to drive me
I just leave it out on my desk a lot, so obviously I use it often, but I don't need it this particular second.
Here's the other thing that's going to drive me crazy about this is we're going to hit a puzzle where he's going to need super glue and he's going to go back to his fucking office to get it. And I'm just saying, I don't know this for a fact, but maybe we'll be in a place where it would be easier to just go to a store nearby to get super glue. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be that situation where...
Or it's not going to make sense for him to go back to that place that we're
Right,
at.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to make sense at all to go back to begin with, but it's really going to not make sense.
It's going to be in Italy.
Right, exactly.
Fly back to
Right. Which is like...
But he's constantly MacGyvering stuff, so it seems crazy to me that a thing like super glue that he's, of course, going to need for some crazy shit, he's like, no, just... You know, I got a car. I can just drive back and get it. Whatever.
All right, I'm calling this professor now.
Okay.
Be careful, Dexter, or a different guy.
Reed, I think is his name. Reed.
Hello, this is Dr. Reed.
Dr.
His first name now.
It's Malachi Rector.
Professor.
Is it Reed because professors read a lot?
I'm very well, thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. Regretfully,
I'm cracking it. Cracking the code.
Did you have an antiquities question?
In a manner of speaking, I've run across something curious. I was wondering if you've heard any theory in which people reoccur in history.
You mean reincarnation?
Oh God.
No, I don't think so. In most stories of reincarnation, a person believes.
What's this guy a professor in? Where does he teach?
History.
I'm gonna need to see his credentials.
Entire life pattern, their biography, if you will, reoccurring.
There was a minor
Like Diploma Mill University is a respected institution.
People and events repeated throughout history, like an echo bouncing around the walls of a canyon. In terms of modern historical theory, I've not seen anything like that in academia.
Interesting. Thank you, Professor. That's all I had.
All the best.
I don't think Paramedes is a real dude.
He's not. I looked him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
My students.
I know Fita is working with a theory like that.
Oh wait,
but they've done a good job of keeping it away from the public.
To see what he says first. My Skook says people like to make fun of the old style of adventure game protagonists that pick up everything, but I far prefer that to this. So yeah, like last time I said, I was kind of making fun. I was like, oh, this is it's kind of cool that they introduced this system where your guy just isn't carrying around an inventory full of everything and picking up anything that's not glued down, but very quickly by the end of the 2.5 hours I spent playing last time, I came to realize like, nope, it's actually annoying.
It's a thing that like definitely sounds good on paper, and I can imagine it being executed better, but not in the kind of crazy far-reaching scope of this game in terms of like geography alone. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're talking about a game where you only existed in a mansion or something, like you run into way less problems with that in that scenario. But in
you need to learn how to walk.
Yes, Malachi.
Dude, that step he took.
Is there anything urgent that needs my attention?
I think it would be better if there was like a happy medium, like something like super glue, which is super useful in general. Carrying being okay carrying that around compared to carrying around like a half-broken doorknob with a piece of gum on the end. Like, okay, maybe leave that because that looks like garbage. But
before we get too far, people in the chat, let me know if the volume for the game is okay.
That's all for now.
We need to change anything there.
That rifle looks interesting. It belongs to Congresswoman Smythe.
Congresswoman Smythe.
She's a big fan of eclectic antiques and mysterious finds. She'd have me
do you have a jewelry box with a hangman on it?
It's from Cognition. It's
okay.
it's a shout out to that. You can see the banner of Cognition on the taxis too.
Oh, weird. Neat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Okay, here we go.
Cognition had the same problem where you couldn't pick stuff up until you needed it, and it was annoying. Like, you.
So that's the same studio, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
She won't. Like she won't. There's a sandwich lying around or something, and it's very obvious that you need to pick it up, and she just won't. And then you have to trek back like 3 screens to get it when you need it later. And I was real frustrated.
Yeah, I bet.
But like Nick and I were playing Full Throttle earlier, and you can pick up anything, no matter if you need it or not.
Right.
At that time.
It's tough. I understand the impulse to want to like do this other thing, but
I mean, it's kind of a thing where, you know, you are going to get some people who make fun of the game for letting you pick up anything, but then again, I feel like maybe those people weren't going to be
right. This is what you were.
That's
part of what you were kind of getting at last week when you said, or last time you streamed this the other day, when you said like adventure game fans have certain expectations already about the obscurity of puzzle solutions and like the weirdness. Like this is also part of that. Like they're used to having inventories filled with crap for an hour or two before it makes sense to use. Like that's not new for someone who's been playing adventure games for a long time. So
that's kind of the thing here is like I'll totally make fun of this game, absolutely. But I also am not going to say this is a bad game because like I don't really play adventure games, so I bet a lot of the things it does well, I'm just not going to really see and appreciate properly.
This is an interesting piece.
So I mean,
as someone who's played more adventure games, I'll go out on a limb for you. I'll be your proxy.
Okay.
Andrew Clare says, I paused my wrestling for this. Malachi and Soldier Dude better make out.
Here's hoping.
That's the only thing that'll get me to pause wrestling as well, is if I think somebody...
You're right on 7.
Blazing
two
Raven.
cuties are going to make out.
Well, if you pause the wrestling, then they'll never make out.
Yeah, that's true. Blazing Raven in the
Sometimes I
chat
pause
says,
and just put my face really close to the screen and think about it.
you just close your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm going out for a bit.
And leave
Close
the
your eyes and
volume
think
up.
of Triple H's old haircut.
Yeah. How old? How old are we going? Sometimes I think about him when he was still Hunter Hearst Helmsley and he had like all the finery on
Today's
and
newspapers.
I just
Blue blood.
those are the days. Remember? Do you
It's
remember
like
when
a Pretty Woman scenario or what?
It's like a lot of scenarios.
I should pick one up.
Remember when he feuded with
don't think
the
the
pig
machine would
farmer?
accept
That
that.
was a weird time in wrestling.
Yo,
I was
every
like-
time in wrestling's a weird time in wrestling.
I don't think the machine will accept
Blazing
that.
Raven in the chat says, "Sup? What the butts
I'll
is
need a
this
few
game?" I just really appreciate
I'll
that.
need a few quarters.
Where do do I not have quarters in my wallet?
Oh no, you left your quarters in your office.
Is that Leonardo DiCaprio on that
The
political
headline was about
poster?
Douglas Carter. I wouldn't mind reading that article.
Yeah. Yes.
Where do I get quarters? Kelsey?
You want me to tell you?
Yes.
Thank God.
Rob that lady.
They're at your apartment.
Oh my God. Do you see? Like no one would do that.
Why would it
No.
not just be
Couldn't
in my
you just-
wallet?
Couldn't you just go get a coffee?
Yes, that's literally what you could do. This is what I'm saying.
He
Let's go to my
Honestly, you could probably walk up to a person in the street and be like, I really need a quarter. And eventually someone would probably just give you a quarter.
Yeah.
Malachi wouldn't do that.
All right. He won't.
Right? Pride.
Yeah, exactly. Look at his fucking apartment. Fuck this guy.
Andrew Clare says, I mean, right now, the WWE champion is a hobbit being attacked by a libertarian demon. Wrestling is strange.
Aw.
I actually
Could you
went
just clean
to the
up all
apartment
those
before I
never
tried to
used?
get the newspaper,
I
and I
prefer it
found the
that way.
change jar, and I tried to take some change, and Malachi was like, I don't like carrying change around. I'm like, oh my god.
For real.
I had that sent from
You're gonna
Japan.
need a quarter,
I like the
obviously.
I'm surprised he even keeps a change jar instead of just whipping his coins at poor people.
Like from his balcony. Just like
Exercise equipment on the daybed. Walker
Just
is
dropping
getting
them
enough
and doing some
now.
physics tests.
KV Zuki says, accurately, coins are for the pores. Austin, I actually had a question for you. So in the chat last time, as we were figuring out this story, as we were realizing that this is all about time travel and
Mr.
what
Walker,
happened.
might I have a word with you in the kitchen?
yeah.
Be right there.
Wait, oh, he's in my apartment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's staying in your spare bedroom.
He
Oh.
doesn't need to stay in the spare bedroom.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sorry,
That's
wait
for
room.
guests.
Wait.
Sorry, before I get into any of this, Austin, I wanted to ask you. See, you were saying in the chat, you were saying you think that the game is going to play out in one of two ways.
Yeah.
The overarching plot. Do you want to wager a guess right now, or would you rather not say?
One of them I already wagered, which was Highlander, which was there are immortals, right?
Okay.
Who have just been around forever. But the other one is like, and I think the little talk that the professor just gave kind of confirmed it, which is like, oh, there are going to be some sort of weird thing where the same people keep playing out through history, and if you can like
the game's called Moebius.
On that,
so.
right? Exactly. And if you can get a hold of that, you can like benefit from it. So if you know that this dude is going to become a famous leader, a famous, or a famous politician, or a brilliant physicist or something, a brilliant scientist, then you can fucking take advantage of that. And that's what I think FIDA wants.
On a similar note, FIDA, thanks.
FIDA, sorry, not.
On a similar note, Andrew Clare says, "Yeah, they fucking."
I trust everything is to your satisfaction.
I
agree, that is.
Yes, sir. It's fine. You have an amazing apartment, if you don't mind my saying so. But I think it's interesting that a guy who makes his living in antiques has such modern furnishings.
I find new things relaxing. Things with history. I'm always
David's a new thing.
Things with history, I'm always thinking about them.
I have some
Great.
people I need to meet. I'll be out most of today.
So you don't like commitment?
In the meantime,
Yes. Stay here.
I didn't have any other plans. What about tonight? Gretchen invited me.
Man,
to
all of this really.
No.
Did she?
She did.
Wait for it.
There are approximately 2 million women. Must you really indulge with my only other employee?
Boo.
Don't worry, she's not my type.
Yeah, boom.
Don't worry.
But you are.
Yes.
I forgot to click on the other one.
That entire conversation, though, was just double entendres. Like,
Yes. This is something Nick and I talked about afterwards, was whether or not we were projecting that the kind of sexual tension between these characters or not. And I don't think so. I think that it's really hard not to read that into their interaction. You have to imagine that it's there.
I don't know that it's like.
Yes, sir.
It's so there that it feels deliberate, but at the same time, I'm not sure it's deliberate in the way we want it to be.
They could use a few more cameras.
Because, like, vague homoeroticism is kind of a signature of, like, dude and asshole and sidekick type things.
Especially
because his role is to humanize him.
Right. This is like, these two remind me
and
so
show
much
intimacy.
of Ray Spanion and Dr. Quest from Johnny Quest, who I know no one knows because who watches weird 1960s and 70s. But like this kind of like this is like an old pulp duo style, right? Like not only just the Holmes and Watson stuff, but like so many old pulp stories had the kind of uptight, brainy dude. And what is that?
Thanks to the Xanax.
What? Wait.
I needed to use those in
What?
over a year, thanks to the Xanax. I haven't needed to use
What?
those in over a year.
Oh, I bet those were like
thanks to the
things,
Xanax.
like maybe he had like night
need them
terrors
right
or
now
something,
for
and he used
Oh.
like weights to keep his
like-
limbs in
Is that
place
so?
or something.
Do you think the implication there is supposed to be that the pills he's
I
taking
need
are?
to take these.
Oh,
Relaxing.
or Xanax.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
nightstands are like
But I don't
everything
know
else
if
in this
that's-
apartment. Blessedly.
Does he have like the shakes? Like,
I don't
because
know.
he's popping them all day. Ooh, an MP3 player. Dude.
An old MP3 player,
listen to music,
Okay,
I've-
great.
and I can't take it.
Oh, I want to know what
I hate
type of
carrying
music he has on
coins
his
in my
phone
pocket.
so bad.
Change goes in there.
So
I think-
bad.
I might
I
need a
think
few
that the
quarters.
picture. I think that it's it's the artist who did the main theme,
Okay.
That sounds very
which is meta, but whatever.
It's the
But yeah,
most
he probably just listens.
He likes game soundtracks. It's really into Anonzar.
The view makes the apartment a good investment. I get a touch of
Let's be real though. These metal rings. This is like sex stuff, right?
What's that red button? Is that like an easy button from Staples?
It is.
I haven't needed to use those in over a year. Thanks
Hey,
to
do you think you have to
Xanax.
explain those to David, Peter? What's his name? David? Is it David?
It is David.
Yeah, don't worry about my metal rings. We'll get to those later.
David Peter Beefcake.
Right.
KVZuki just said a spoiler from Danielle's
Yes,
review.
spoiler.
I get a touch of
Oh,
Listen, I'm not paying attention to that
great.
because I am not going to spoil this delightful game.
Oh. Oh. Anyway, did you get the fucking change from your change jar?
Yeah, I did.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we will.
Right, take it right.
We sure will.
He wouldn't take the subway. Do you see this nonsense? He just came out of the subway. Would
Take
not
his
happen.
private jet?
Yeah,
It's private subway.
Have quarters, dude. There. Ghost paper!
Couldn't you have bought that newspaper at like a newsstand on the way?
Absolutely could. Yep. Could have checked the internet on his phone.
Yeah, he's so anti-paper. Why didn't he just look this up on his phone? He could have gone to the Manhattan Herald's website.
It's an interesting thing to have on the paper, on the front page, considering the weird stuff that we've been noting that this game has in terms of just the way that it deals with people.
I've heard of Carter before.
With like,
also, no newspaper looks like this. It's a student paper.
It's amazing that there were terrorists with C4 and they didn't get the lead story.
Well, they weren't very handsome. Like that guy. That guy was pretty handsome.
Yeah. Douglas Wildcard.
That's how you get to be above the fold. You gotta have that jawline.
Yeah.
I guess let's go to Bethesda Square.
Wink.
Kafusky says, is he just going to read the front page? You could read that without buying it.
Oh, boy.
A man on his phone.
Oh, boy.
That's how you dance. Yeah.
Oh.
Dancing with your CD in your hand. That's how people do that.
A man on his phone, it ought to be the symbol of New York. What?
He likes to appear important.
No, he's on the phone, dog.
Arrogant personality.
Yo, don't look at his crotch. That's not polite.
Glitter on pants. Sex addict.
Really, that's the only thing you can come up with?
He's a bored, arrogant businessman and a sex addict.
Maybe he has a daughter who hugged him before he went to work.
Sex addict.
This is the thing that drives me crazy the most. It's like there's a version of that stuff that's really cool and interesting, and they do it so bad. I mentioned this the other day.
100%.
Like, this makes me really want there to be a Mentalist game because
I think there was.
I bet it was terrible.
Or I might be confusing it with another crime procedural.
Yeah, probably.
This one took me forever, and I don't know why, but for some reason I couldn't get them to match up, and it was annoying.
Comes from a poor family.
So
she comes from a poor family and can't compete with her peers. She has a chip on her shoulder about it.
Oh my god.
I don't have anything to say. Chances are the man with the clipboard isn't...
Why am I here? I don't really know what's going on.
I'd like to get into the VIP tent. Is there
Good
a
question.
Your name has
Because
to be on the list. And
that
you'll need a
senator
VIP badge.
is here,
Surely we can work
and you
something
want
out.
to talk to him.
Sorry,
Why do I want to talk to the
Those
senator?
are my orders.
Listen,
Because
he seems important.
because he's at the end of the last chapter we found something out about him. He's important.
I can't talk to him now, but maybe I can.
What's his face? Amble Dexter told us we needed to talk to him or something.
What? I don't think that ever happened.
I'm thinking of the Criminal Minds video game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No, it's absolutely
I
not.
don't want to see Dexter again.
Well, I guess we gotta do this shit.
I don't like that you can see the seam in that lady's dance animation either. Ugh, she's like a broken robot.
I might have a use for this.
Yeah, I bet you might. Fucking creep.
You gotta go in the kitchen.
What? What's
Why?
in the kitchen?
You need scissors.
Oh, God damn it. Will I be able to take them now?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's where they are.
They were a gift from Gretchen.
great. Happy
I think I
birthday,
will take
son.
the scissors. I may need them.
I don't believe he would keep that card out.
See, this is the thing that drives me crazy
from my
too.
father.
Is he doesn't
said
say
one at
like
Christmas as well.
I I'm getting these scissors because I want to go cut this specific thing. He's like, I might need these. Like, well, yeah, you might also need the super glue.
Do I need to go get that now?
No,
yes.
Oh my
Will he take
Christ.
it now?
Yes.
It's really stupid that you still don't have a reason to take it, but now you can take it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand entirely why we're taking it right now, but apparently he will. John Nugent says, go give that poor girl an iPod.
This whole trip, let's be clear, in New York, especially by subway, would take you an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Days. Arguably days.
You're forgetting about the secret rich person train that runs underneath the subway. Illuminati Express.
Carried by the poor people.
Yes.
The poors.
The poors, yeah. Them.
They're not really carried, but they sort of lay them down like logs and roll it over them.
Oh, can you talk to Gretchen about Peter? Peter Michael
Who?
Williams, the dude. Peter.
What are you asking about?
Peter Michael Williams.
Whatever his name is. I don't whatever. David.
It's a very unique name.
I think maybe
Would you prefer he be named Malachi?
They evaluated that
No, you can't. What the fuck ever.
Do you have a number?
You want to call her personally?
Oh, this is important too.
I
Good.
intend to put it
Okay,
on Craigslist.
good thing we did this.
How would you know?
Because
about
otherwise we'd have to
Craigslist
come back
anyway?
here.
Here it is.
Oh my god.
How would you know about
555-3213.
Craigslist?
That's her personal line. I need to use it.
Yes, I'm all about phone pranking.
I'm probably going to abuse
Thank
that
you.
number, huh?
Yes.
About your news.
There's nothing to
I
discuss.
just find it strange that you refused to let me hire anyone because you couldn't trust them, and then you suddenly bring home some random guy you met in Cairo.
I have
Some
my
random
reasons.
guy.
That's what worries me.
Yeah, I have my reasons.
I
Yeah,
mean,
so they're clearly implying stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Congresswoman Smythe, my phone says this is Malachi Rector.
His shoulder's really weird right now.
Right now.
Traveling as usual. How are you?
Like, I can't tell where his other...
You in New York? Any chance you can get that rifle appraised for me? I'm sure Gretchen explained why it's urgent.
It's already done. I don't know where you found it, but the rifle is an 1876 Winchester custom designed for Teddy Roosevelt. It's very likely it was in his possession and was sold off after his death.
Oh, Malachi, that's incredible. Henry will be over the moon. I can't thank you enough for this.
There's that statue
Actually,
dude on that
you
horse
can.
holding a Sims plumb bob.
Senator Markham is speaking at Bethesda Square today. I'd like to meet him, but I can't
Yeah,
get
that's
into
accurate.
the VIP tent. I thought you could help.
That antique is
Well,
probably
God.
fake, right?
Senator staff a list of people who should
Nick
be
in
on
the chat just
VIP
pointed out, what's
list.
going on
I
with his
can add your
arm?
name and send an update.
He's resting.
Can't
That's
get
his,
you a
that's his
badge. I don't
Look at his left
natural
arm.
state.
Get me on the list.
Yeah.
He
it's
has
I'll
two
figure out the
elbows on
rest.
his left side.
Consider it done.
No!
I didn't realize
It's a
you had an
family thing.
interest
It's
in
just, you know,
politics.
I
It's a sign of his good
But thank you for
heritage,
the
his
favor.
pure
Extra
blood.
flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
Apath-
poor bastard.
Apathetica Plum says, call David to tell him you're thinking about him.
Can I... Hold on.
It's a good idea.
I don't need to call him right now.
Text him, text
Oh.
I
him.
don't need to text him
Come
right
on,
now.
just send him a text.
Just text
Don't
him.
need to
Just say
text him
something
right
stupid.
now.
Yeah, I saw
you-
there was
What you doing?
some hot dogs outside. Do you like those? You're from America.
I can get you...
Ah.
Do you want me to bring you home a hot dog? What you doing?
The new show is on
I
later
don't
with
need
Dracula
to
in
text
it.
him
We
right
should
now.
watch that, I guess.
David loves Draculas.
Yeah, David's a big Dracula fan. I know how much you love Draculas. I saw that you have
I
the
saw that
Dracula
poster
membership.
that you put up in the guest bedroom. Is that bed
Just a-
okay? If it's not that like if it's not good, you can just tell me and we can figure something else out.
All right, here we go.
KVZuki says he already knows. No need to call him. You don't want to seem desperate, Malachi. Come on, man.
Mm-mm.
Look at that girl's dance. I can't with that. She's not even
Don't
listening.
worry, she's gonna get a worse dance in a second.
Excuse me, miss.
God.
I wondered if you might do me a small favor.
Like what?
See that man over there? I'd very much appreciate it if you could attract his attention. Just be watchable. I can offer you this,
This is
MP3 player in
gross.
exchange.
This is super
Are you
gross.
serious? All I have to do is get him to look at me. Hell yeah.
Excellent.
Of course,
It's all yours.
poor chick's like, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
For an MP3 player, of course.
This
Do
isn't
whatever.
some kind of trap, is it?
With an MP3 player?
And it very
Oh.
clearly
Okay,
says
you're
that she's a
on.
teenage
Watch this.
girl.
Yep. She's poor and desperate for attention. And it's the worst. This is the worst.
And this whole animation sequence takes forever, so it's
Yeah,
like
it's-
3 times as
This
worse.
is.
Well, right, like, and the thing
Does
here
he
is like,
have like booty ESP? How did he just like he was not even facing her?
Hello, he's a sex addict.
right.
Yes.
What about? Do I have to use the scissors on him? Do I have to
Yep.
cut
Yes.
him?
I'm pretty
Oh my
sure.
God.
I think you're gonna get his VIP badge.
Do I
There
cut
it
him?
is.
I just cut him.
Yes. So he's Malachi does the worst sneaky thing ever. This is the worst.
I'm on my phone.
Beep beep boop beep.
I wish you shouldn't have been saying beep beep boop beep. That was a rookie mistake. Nick says, "Man, this is multiple levels of gross. Like gross on gross. Just a goddamn gross sandwich."
Accurate.
You're
Don't mind me. I'm just done. I got a foot fetish. It's fine. Just
fucking
don't.
guy.
You know about those. You're a sex addict, so. I saw that.
High five.
Yeah. This is all the worst.
I like that dude noticed a lady bending over like 6 feet away from him or whatever. Well, his back was turned, but he didn't notice the dude crouching down and like cutting off his neck thing and like touching
Yo,
his shoe.
scissors.
And
He's a sex addict, not a VIP badge addict.
I need to repair the VIP badge first.
Oh,
Really?
Right.
Like I need to repair the badge before they'll. Ugh.
Yes.
oh, could you imagine if you hadn't gotten the super glue right now? You would have been so pissed.
I would've
that's,
been real
super glue
annoyed.
wouldn't even really work that well
Nope.
on that.
I
Like on
agree.
fabric, that's not.
How about you just? What if you
That
just
puzzle is
tied?
like-
What if you just tied it? Why
Yeah.
do you?
This
super
guard's
glue?
probably not going to notice.
What if you just tuck it in your pocket and like flash it at the door like a cool
Can I help
guy?
you?
I'd like to get into the VIP tent. My name should be on the list. Malachi Rector.
Wait, if my name's on the list, why did I need a badge?
Yes,
Because you had to have your badge and your name had to be on the
And I
list.
see you're
Wait,
wearing
how
a
do you
VIP
get a badge?
Go on in, sir.
Thank you.
Wouldn't you get a badge by having your name on the list?
Do you know how long this section took me?
Oh my Christ! I'm so mad that his name was on that list. Also, he looks nothing like anyone else in this scene.
No.
Well, your name is only on the list because you called the senator.
Okay.
Because you did the gun favor for her, she did a favor for you.
Oh. Love.
But she didn't even get you a badge. That's a shitty favor.
Hello, Mr. Rector.
Does he know that guy from certain apps? Oh, okay, it's a history thing.
Was that Caesar or was that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Did he meet Caesar? How did he have that face recognition?
Maybe he's also someone who's been reincarnated or whatever.
Jesus.
Now it's this secret, special power, superpower.
I agreed to meet Gretchen at Cherries on Top across from the
What?
antique store. I wonder what she
Now we get
wants
to meet
talk me about,
David!
Yeah!
Other than
This is
having a
rad.
liver with a nice Chianti.
I like this game a lot more now.
Yeah, let's just play as David.
My
David
bad.
Peter
That
Williams.
thing has been
Whatever.
everywhere with me.
George.
I just get real flustered when he's on screen. I forget his name, guys.
David
That's all.
Peter William George Beefcake Handsome Boy.
Walker. Remember that. His last name is Walker. Take great pride in the most likable fucking character in this game being named after me. He's named after me, by
Sounds
the
like I'm
way.
about to get some.
Yeah, well, obviously.
That's my wallet.
I mean,
Tolbo
he's got the look down.
And the grappling hook,
It's a small
also.
grab.
That's
He looks
They're
just
all-
like
That
you.
hook for-
He
Yep.
carries a grappling hook like you. We're gonna need that grappling hook, huh?
My
Yup.
that knife.
I'll leave the knife here.
My
for
knife.
now.
Tolvo says, is that supposed to be Caesar? Because if so, take out his
If you were my
bodyguards
things in
right
there.
now.
I have no idea how long I'll be staying.
Mm,
History jokes.
Is that an elliptical? Awesome.
Awesome.
I don't really know.
I
Roger
love
well enough to
ellipticals.
Scratch that.
It doesn't
I
take a
do
lot to
know
get him
well
excited.
enough, and I'd
He's
rather
so
not
nice. He's so much nicer.
Oh, can you go?
Hey,
Can you
at least
go
it's not a
into
long commute
Malachi's
to the
bedroom?
gym.
And look at those weird weights.
He's like a weird...
Stuff. Scratch that. I do know him well enough, and I'd rather not ask. Jump ropes. They're good for cardio.
Yep, they sure are.
This is almost like a professional gym. The mirror's a nice touch. Or just creepy.
Yeah. He knows what that mirror is here for.
I don't buy that a dude like Malachi Rector would have this room at all.
Let alone these...
Except as like a hot boyfriend room.
For a guy that sells antiques for a living. I've got better things.
Yeah, I'm into fitness. No, you go ahead. I'm just gonna be right here.
Belongs in a
Need some water, or?
Looks like a birthday card. There's not a whole lot written in it, but it says it's from his father. Nah, I don't need it.
You might.
Kitchen knives. Not the best. I have my own knife. It's much better than those.
Loves his knife.
My coat. It doesn't exactly look like it belongs in digs like this, does it?
Okay.
It's warm.
I mean, it's just a coat. I guess it's green. That's maybe...
That's the boss's room.
Yeah.
He hasn't invited me in.
Depends on what season it is.
He hasn't invited me in, he says, as though at some point he's gonna.
Is he a vampire?
Is he a Dracula? No wonder he likes Dracula so much. He's a Dracula.
It all makes sense.
David Peter George Dracula handsome boy Walker.
Yep.
Let's get a paper.
Machines.
Let's get a paper with this
I'm
guy.
not interested.
See, it would be really great if you went over there and got the newspaper and just had the
In the army,
change.
we saw the real story behind the bullshit.
Oh boy.
I mean, sometimes there's other news though, right? Like.
Yes. And also, I promise you didn't see the real...
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to butter Gretchen up. She's a little scary. She looks tough and capable. I guess you have to be to work on the streets of New York. Hello.
Hello. Can I help you choose some flowers?
Sure. I'm looking for something that says, I know you dislike me.
Has Malachi judged this lady? Because she seems nice.
A long-stemmed red rose will make...
She seems like an actual person.
The price
like
is
human.
$10.
I'm sure he'd hate her.
Kivizuki says, he's a Dracula and Malachi is a werewolf. His pills are clearly anti-werewolf pills. Andrew Clare asks, is the secretary a mummy?
That's what the weights are for, though, because when he like werewolves out, he has to be like weighted down so he doesn't go wreak havoc.
Oh, if that I'm so excited for when that happens now.
Purple Femme says, in the army, we saw the real story behind the funny comics. What a load of bullshit. Cats can't talk or eat lasagna.
Dude, don't just put that rose in your pocket, though, because it's
a bad one. Two, that's a bad look.
Yeah.
Also, you're only going right there. Let's just carry it.
They look like they're having fun.
Patrons.
She's well groomed, isn't she?
Try to make him
I like
dance.
the way the light glints off her claws.
Claws?
Wait, what?
What?
Evening.
Hello, David.
I got you something.
A rose. I'm impressed. You know how
That
to treat
rose
a girl.
is just constantly changing sizes, huh?
So, you said you wanted to, fill me in.
Gross.
I do. I got you a beer. Hope that's all right.
Perfect. Thanks. Looks like you already have
Drink.
a drink. Can I buy you another?
Thank you, but I think I'd better keep my head.
Looks like she's drinking
Sounds like a plan
Nickelodeon
to me.
slime.
So, tell me about Gretchen's
Chat thinks she's the werewolf
Deep
because
subject.
she's about the claws.
Oh boy.
What's your background?
I have a master's in art history. You?
I got training in all sorts of things in the military. Not sure how much of it will be useful in real life.
I guess that depends on whether you hope to invade any small countries.
Oh shit.
Jokes.
What do you do besides work?
I belong to a racquetball league.
So you like to smash things.
It relieves the tension. I don't suppose you have a better...
Shit. Oh shit.
I've heard
Making
meditation is
moves.
good for that.
Right.
Yeah. That
Do you have
awkwardness.
family in New York?
No, my parents live in Connecticut.
Must get a bit lonely.
In the city? Hardly.
How long have you worked for Rector Antiques?
Long enough. 5 years.
I take it you run the shop while Mr. Rector travels?
I do everything while
Why
Mr.
are there
Rector
only
travels,
like 2 other
which
people
is
in this
always.
giant fancy bar?
I can see why he'd be loath to go away.
It's not very popular.
Like at night too. It's
You
not
wanted
even
to
like
talk to
2
me about
p.m.
Malachi?
Yeah.
Yes. Be careful.
In like
shit.
Midtown Manhattan too.
Gretchen,
Yeah.
I'm his bodyguard.
Aw.
Maybe, but people fall in love with him. That's the way it works. He's gorgeous, he's brilliant, and he's aloof. It makes you itch to break through those defenses.
I'm not the itchy type.
Good, because there's nothing behind those defenses. He doesn't have friends, he doesn't have relationships. He doesn't trust anyone, not even me. And I've been managing his shop for 5 years.
I wonder why. It's not like you'd go behind his back or anything.
I'm trying to do you a favor.
I suppose you're speaking from experience. Did you two have something?
One time. It's one of his rules. If you're lucky and you catch him at a weak moment, you might get once. He tells you that up front, and you think he doesn't mean it, or you'll be able to change his mind. He never breaks his rules. I've seen some of the most beautiful women in the world, famous women, walk into that shop and scream at him for walking away. It's like he's made out of stone.
Look, his personal life is none of my business. He's my employer.
I'm glad to hear you say that. So, you're straight then?
My personal life is none of your business either.
Oh shit.
Well,
Very
it's
abrupt.
been special.
Uh-huh.
I should really...
Gotta go.
Give Malachi my regards.
Well, I guess
Sure.
in case there was
See you
any
around.
concern that that we were reading into something that wasn't there, like that
Yeah.
makes it really clear.
Yeah, super clear.
Sounds like Rector's
shit.
being attacked.
Hey, little
It's
run.
coming from his room.
Here we go.
Let me just saunter over here. Real slow.
Also, there's no stair animations.
This door
Just
is
teleport you up there.
Knox.
This
Also, his shadow is on the bottom
Fort
floor.
Knox.
Shadow is still on the bottom floor.
Oh god, I hadn't. Oh. Games are hard. Okay. Go get your grappling
Oh
hook,
god.
and then go outside and grapple hook your way up to the top. I really hope that's what it is. I really hope. I'm sure it's just gonna break down the door with a knife or some bullshit. But you should get your grappling hook just in
My
case.
backpack.
No, I'm gonna get the
It's too
grapple.
heavy to move.
All right, good. Andrew Clare says he's werewolfing. Yes.
So wait, so he just got home fine after like his freak out at the VIP tent?
Wait. Go back in there.
Oh fuck.
Wait, why do I what?
You just have a hook. You don't have.
Really? What?
Yeah. What's ropey
So
in
you are
here?
actually gonna grapple? Okay. Okay.
Wait, so I need
Okay.
Look. Yeah.
yeah.
The jump rope. That won't hold, dog. That's not made for that. You're a big,
That
you're a
he
big
has
boy.
a
Tilva
grappling
says,
hook in his
"Man,
bag,
so
but not
far
in
this
the-"
is the worst episode of The Wolf Among Us."
That
Just
single
wait till
rope
that
isn't
pole
long
dancing
enough to reach.
glitch.
What? Oh no. Wait.
There. That'll work.
Long enough to reach what? Wait, what am I reaching?
Yeah. See, this is again the problem. The system.
Yeah.
I think you're going out to the balcony, dog. I don't think.
Is that what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you're going to grapple
Grapple
up.
through his window.
Jesus.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
This door is like Fort Knox.
There's
His
his
fucking shadow.
Damn it.
is definitely on the bottom floor.
Oh my god, I
Find
never
another way
noticed
in there.
that.
Zero notes. He's a Green Beret. He can kick down a door.
That's a good point.
No,
Especially,
but
like,
that
the
door is
bullshit fucking apartment. Like,
like Fort Knox, you guys.
This
Door
rope
is
will
probably
help me
hollow.
climb, but it can't entirely hold my weight.
You might want
hollow
to.
I need
door
something to
fucking-
No,
bridge the
he got
gap.
a special Fort Knox.
Did you say I
opening.
might want to save?
Yes.
No.
So you can die here?
I don't know.
Feel I need you to die here. I really do.
He's. No. Okay. I'm just not gonna say anything for a second.
Okay.
Okay, what? So,
This is. Oh wait, I actually do have to probably say something because.
Just
well,
let
keep
it,
going.
am I
I'm gonna let
missing
you go for a
something?
minute.
You
I'm
just
gonna let
saved.
you go
Just
for a
saved.
Far away to jump.
Yeah.
You need to go. You need to go back in the house.
Oh my god.
Go back to the bar.
No, no. This is ridiculous. You need to pick up the coffee table right now.
What?
I might be able to use that table.
Is there a button to
okay.
highlight
Able to use that
interactables?
table.
Oh, okay, so
Once I
you
think-
can't use that yet.
Yes, hit spacebar.
Oh, that's good to know.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So I thought he would let you do it, but no. Go back out to the door. Sorry. Jonathan says this puzzle is like Fort Knox.
Okay, yeah.
This is the stupidest. Okay. Now you can use the grappling hook.
What? That's not how you coffee table.
They're so
I don't
deflated.
think this is a good idea.
Nah.
It's a terrible idea.
Yo, you're gonna die.
First person climbing.
This isn't really the time to be admiring the view.
Is this just a cutscene?
No,
I'm
you need to do
controlling
Oh
this.
no.
I don't really know what I'm doing.
Try not to die.
I'm trying not to. I don't really.
You're not making much progress.
I hit the climb button.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
Well,
Well, congratulations, because I died like 3 times.
the ultimate Boy Scout.
Oh my god! Mr. Rex!
There it is.
What the fuck?
Malachi!
What do you want me to do to you?
That's not.
He is a werewolf then.
Yo, he's. Oh. He might be a Merlin.
Fuck is
Oh, I really like the idea of like from now on we refer to Merlin or wizards as Merlins.
Right, well, because he's just Merlin. He's a Merlin. That's why.
It's weird to me he doesn't have those weight things on his bed. Like, they do the same thing there, just become more, comfortable than the
This is
floor.
my least favorite David Bowie video.
Are you alright?
Kisses?
You need paramedics. Can you talk?
Get out! Get out!
Yes.
Is he
sir.
blushing?
I think
Yeah.
so. Oh, he's embarrassed.
Oh. Nice eyeliner.
Oh, no. What a night. I can't believe I had a
It's a
panic
good shade
attack.
on him.
And that Walker saw
That
it.
was not a panic
What
attack,
happened with
dog.
Malcolm triggered
You were
it.
lying to yourself.
I'm losing my mind. I need to speak with Dexter again. Figure out.
I mean,
what's
listen,
wrong.
here's the thing.
I should text him.
Panic attacks can
Uh-huh.
do different things for different people. I've never heard of somebody having a panic attack where they're improved
thrown
by
into a
being
time
chained down.
vortex? Or that.
Right, where they've seen the universe's essence itself.
Well, that's actually pretty close to what a panic attack is.
Yeah.
Can't believe what happened last night.
I like
At
that your
least I
coin
was
jar
home
is
and could
just
use the-
quarters, because presumably he throws everything else in the garbage.
Augustus Caesar.
Bring my security? That's interesting.
What does that mean?
What was it?
Bring my security?
David.
Oh.
David Peter George
Oh.
Benson.
He's
Right.
your bodyguard, not...
Dracula.
Your security.
I always thinking of it as my boyfriend, but you know.
Right.
It's
like your emotional security, Phil.
I have a sister in Ohio. Thought I might go see her.
My need for security hasn't changed.
Look, I'm sorry I invaded your privacy. I thought you were being attacked.
Bob Watch says, "Hey everyone, just tuning in. Can someone give me like a 3-word description of what the hell is going on here?"
And I need to know about things like medical issues.
Deviled Wind says, "Stupid white people."
Issues.
I was there last night.
Purple Feb says, "Misogynist wizard antiquing."
Yep, nailed it.
What if we were to
Those
get
are
in a
both pretty
situation
good.
where you couldn't get your meds? I need to know how to do it.
Bob Watch says, "Gotcha, thanks."
Thrown into a dungeon, perhaps.
Misogynist wizard antiquing.
All right, Mr. Rector.
That sums it up
I'll
pretty
see you.
good.
You're
David's
not
leaving
leaving.
us, oh no.
Yeah, actually, I am.
That's supposed.
Something you
Okay.
can tell me.
You want to know what pills I take?
The back of David's hair is
Aspirin for
beautiful.
headaches and Xanax. I can live without either.
The back of Malachi's hair looks like a Skyrim bear.
Last night, it was a panic attack. The first in 3 years.
How shiny.
That's what the Xanax is for. I very much doubt it will happen again, so it need not concern you.
Good. Now I know. Thank you for
Grasslam
telling me.
says, "Took ton
So where is
acid."
this meeting today?
Humble Dexter.
Tolver
John-
says, "Fuck this game."
John
Claire
Nugent
says,
says,
"Werewolf love time."
It's for a job I did for him a few
John
weeks
Nugent
ago.
says, "Merlin, Merlin, Merlin."
Mr. Rector, I'll go.
And it's Gogglor says,
Suit
"Badly
yourself,
written
Mr.
mess."
I'm having coffee
true.
first.
I want to protect you, you ass.
Heard that.
Good.
Banter.
I just read that as, "I want to protect your ass."
I think I would just call this First Impressions the game, because he doesn't seem to get any
I'm here to
deeper
see
than that
Humble
with
Dexter.
anyone
Your
ever.
Passport, please.
Also,
Well,
my
clearly,
first
Mr.
impression of him is
Rector,
that he is
are
a
you
skeleton
Mr.
monster,
Walker?
and nothing about that has changed.
Yes.
Whoa!
This is Mr. Walker.
Fucking leaped across that room.
Please, Mr. Walker.
Well, clear that it's weird that you need a passport to go into this building, right?
Good.
Yeah.
Go on through, sirs.
What was that about?
I was going to ask you.
I mean, you know who doesn't have a passport?
Bob Watch says, "So why is he
Welcome
standing like
back,
he's wearing
Mr.
a back
Mr.
brace?"
Dexter.
That's because he's a
And
skeleton.
Captain Walker, it's a pleasure to meet you. You have a most remarkable service record.
Thank you, sir.
Amble Dexter.
Oh my god. His name still feels really
You're
mean-spirited
quite
to
the
me.
hero. I'm almost
I agree.
tempted to steal you from Rector's employ.
I'm
Like,
fine
I think the
where
only
am
thing
at
that'd be
the
more
moment, sir.
mean-spirited is if his last name was Walker.
Sit
Right.
down, Mr.
That'd be
Rector.
it.
You said
That'd
you
be
wanted to
terrible.
This will be a
talk to me.
this will be a plot
You may
point. I
speak
assume.
freely.
Let's see what
I
happens.
do have your word, Mr. Walker, that nothing that's said here will leave this office.
Yes, sir.
It'll probably
Most
be real
certainly
good.
will speak freely. How do you know Mr. Walker?
I take an interest in you, Mr. Rector, whether you work for me or not. When I heard you'd hired Mr. Walker, I made it my business to find out about him.
My records are classified.
And I believe that's called stalking out here in private citizen land.
You're not merely a private citizen. I think we both know that.
I was attacked in Cairo while on a job for another client. The attackers were the same ones who broke into my hotel room in Venice. They were dressed as Arabs, but it was definitely the same organization. In fact,
They were
attacked
dressed
me
as Arabs.
Then they jumped both of us
Pretty
in
broad.
the street. I'd like an explanation. Are they your men?
Like they were wearing clothes, is what.
Certainly
Just
I'm
you know.
not.
They were
I can
dressed as
only
white
assume
people.
they're interested
Like, what does that
in you for the
mean?
same reason
Yep.
that I am, for
Yep.
your remarkable skills.
Anything.
Did you learn anything more about them?
They're Chinese, but not nationals. One of them spoke fluent English with an American accent.
Interesting. We'll get to the
The
bottom of
young
this. I'll
Alex
make
Trebek
sure
on
of
that
it.
wall.
But please don't worry about those men. That's
Do you
not
recognize a
their
young
job.
Alex Trebek because he's a
What
Canadian
is my job?
national treasure? Oh wow, yeah, that's a young. That's him. That's him.
Somebody said Walker is a really bad name in the chat, which I found funny. Frostily said Walker is such a bad last name.
Oh, Frostily.
Zero says, "Damn, everyone is streaming Dark Souls 2. Thanks for playing something other than Dark Souls 2, I think."
Yeah.
I'm just going to warn you, we're going to be playing lots of Dark Souls 2 on this channel in the coming weeks.
Yep.
Bianca
Andrew
Carter
Clare
was going
says,
to
just
attend
as white
dinner
people
for
is just
Senior Marco.
normcore.
I would have met him there. And That's why she was killed.
You know who Markham is, don't you?
Zero says, are there any fanfics of this yet?
Frostily was kidding, Austin.
Senator Markham.
That's good.
You can understand why he's extremely.
Tolvo says Skywalker is a better last name. Great. Another thing I'll never live up to.
Maybe for hundreds of years. We must protect that potentiality at all costs.
Like Augustus did in Rome.
Yes. That's why we need you to take another job for us, Mr. Rector.
What kind of job are we talking about?
You determined that Bianca Cardolo was not Livia Drusilla. We believe she was killed because someone thought she was. Augustus would not have become Caesar without the wealth and connections his wife brought to their marriage. Someone is trying to kill Markham's Livia in order to prevent his
Yeah, this is nonsense.
Yep.
We've identified several more candidates. We need you to research each of them and tell us which one is the real Livia Drusilla. I'll offer the same payment as before. 50,000 for you, and another 50 for Mr. Walker to provide for your personal security.
No. Sorry.
Do we have a deal?
I'm not doing any more work for you until you've caught those assassins.
We're doing our best, but this matter can't wait, and I believe Mr. Walker can provide you with adequate security. I hope you'll reconsider.
I told you my terms. I want to know more about what this agency does, and you can explain why you're interested in me while you're at it.
You understand that they will kill her if they find her before we do. They may even kill anyone similar just to be sure. The only way to prevent that is
Andrew
to
says, I hope this evil organization is just looking at Markham's OkCupid matches and going after them.
What about you, Captain Walker? You're a man of honor.
Basically.
Do the lives of a dozen or more women, the wife of a future United States president, mean anything to you?
I could answer that, sir, if I had the vaguest flying fuck what's going on.
Very well.
That was pretty good.
I guess I have no choice.
Blazing Raven says this isn't how reincarnation
Mr.
works.
Lockhart, Mr. Walker,
And
if you would please
the conversation that Malachi had with Reed, Malachi's like, this is like reincarnation, and Reed is like, not really. And then he explained it in a different way, but I don't remember what that way is.
Yeah,
so they kind of talk
It's not supposed to be reincarnation.
Right.
I hope I'm not
It's like
wrong
just
to trust
certain figures reoccurring in history.
It's
Right.
What's that supposed
like
to
a Joseph Campbell kind of thing.
By a lion in front of you when you were 7 years old. Your father is a brilliant mathematician, but after your mother's death, killed while she was meeting her lover, he was betrayed and broken. He never showed you affection, hardly acknowledged your presence.
He crosses, the only time he crosses his arms is here, I feel. I might be wrong, but this is where I'm noticing it the most.
People do try to manipulate events,
And I think it's just because they recycle the animations in this office.
All we do is watch.
What does the death of my mother have to do with the pattern?
It was critical to forming who you are. With your intelligence, you might have been a botanist, an oceanographer, a chemist.
For real, this is what's happening right now.
But that lion made you loathe nature, so much so that you turned
But that lion made you loathe nature.
on the history
And
of
lion
of
statues.
objects.
Yeah.
Death deeply scarred your ability to trust.
You could have been a botanist if only that lion hadn't killed your mother.
Your death scarred your ability to trust
it's
because
an
that lion
archetype.
betrayed your
There
trust.
have been 3 savants that we know of in the past, and likely more.
Give me a name.
Benedict de Montfroy, 1230 to 1280. He developed
Moebius
Moebius
theory.
which remains
Title
our
drop.
primary
Yep.
source to
His
this
mother
day.
was killed by a bear.
His mother was killed
Fuck
by
off.
a bear.
This is bullshit.
Vorpal says,
If
a
you
lion killed my
believe
mom.
that, you
Fuck
wouldn't be
trees.
here. I'll send you a condensed version of the Moebius theory to your phone. Don't try to
I'll send you a
forward or
condensed
copy.
version of the Moebius
We're
theory.
routing
Just
your
tell me
phone
the
through a
stupid thing.
secured
Don't make me
government
read
call
it.
center as of now. Please be sure to use that phone for all
I feel like
future
I was
communications
kind of
with
ready to get on board with this Moebius stuff until the
provider.
whole.
But what
Well,
about
also
helping
there's
me?
archetypes, and they're not actually. They're just
How
like
is he involved
things.
in all
It's
this?
Right,
Don't
so it's
worry
not that
about
there
it.
is, it's not that it's
Excellent
Julius
question.
Caesar,
I'll tell
right?
you the answer. After you
Tolvo says,
identified
look,
Livia
we don't
Drusilla
understand a
for
fucking
us,
thing about other people, so we just assume lions decide who we are. It's our religion.
I'll make the arrangements.
Oh, I'd be way more into that if they were some sort of weird lion cult. Oh.
So basically, we're getting involved, we're getting wrapped up in Scientology right now. That's what's happening.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Cosmic Turtle says some of these sentences have double spaces after periods and some don't. I'm noticing that rather than the plot. It's a fair reason to dislike the game.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I wanted to ask you personally for your help in identifying and protecting